I'm gonna bring everybody in.
Okay.
I can't hear very well. Oh, I'm gonna bring everybody in.
Okay. Okay. So we have to mute that.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm gonna let that roll just in case. Hi, Dustin.
You know, I just thought of something. Hi, can you guys hear us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Hear you.
You can hear the guitars?
The live music setup under the audio settings.
Okay.
James.
Audio settings.
One day we want to get a screen so we can see everybody up there.
That'd be cool.
Because now I'm not gonna be able to see.
Automatically adjust microphone volume. We don't want that. We want this kind of up here. Personal original sound from musicians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Echo cancellation, high frequency.
Live music, something. There's original sound for musicians. There's also
Live performance audio.
Yeah, I think that's what we want.
Okay. Okay. So how does that sound?
You guys think?
No?
No?
Not able to hear anything.
Oh,
I
Can
think
you
with
copy
the
that? Can't hear anything.
with the original sound, I think once you click it on in the menu, then when you go back to the regular page up in the right hand corner, you have to click it again to
live
turn it
performance
on.
audio on. How's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, want to play first?
Yeah.
Let's play first.
All right.
All right, we're
I
gonna-
can't get onto YouTube on my phone, I don't think.
Oh, shit. Julie, do you have another pick? I've been losing picks left and right.
And we don't even move. You all know what it's like.
Thank you.
I don't know if I have to.
So you all know my beautiful wife, Julie.
Hello.
This is my good friend Scott Terulli, who Scott and I have known each other since the '80s. Actually, when Scott and I were introduced to each other, we were both featured in a guitar player magazine. Was it
Guitar for the Practicing Musician.
Guitar for the Practicing Musician. They had this like local talent roundup kind of a page, and we both. We both appeared. Was it the same month?
I think it was
Or
the month after.
Okay.
I was in.
So yeah, so I was in it, and then Scott was in it. And we actually lived in. You were living in Dover at the time.
Yeah,
and I was
right.
living in
Good
Westford.
memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And I got a letter, and then I went and saw John at the channel.
A letter in the mail?
Yeah, a letter
Yeah.
in the mail. He wrote me, and
Now we're dating ourselves.
I know. And that was you were opening for I think Steve Morris that night.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is, okay.
Yeah, so that's how we met.
Yeah. Nice.
John, you dated yourself.
Huh? What?
Guitar for the practicing musician.
Guitar for the Practicing Musician. Now we're
Yeah,
dating
you dated
ourselves.
yourself with that.
Yes. Oh. Yes, we
I
definitely
love
are.
that magazine. I feel like it was the most glamorous.
Oh,
It was
and
cool.
there's Liam coming in, and I think we're live to YouTube. Hello YouTube, hello YouTube
I
people.
was able to log on, so if anybody has any questions, ask me. Two, three, four, one. Can you let someone in?
Yeah, oh, okay. Oh, cool, look at that. Tom B. Oh, look at that. Sean came in too. Hi, Sean.
Welcome to the Guitar Club.
So, welcome to Guitar Club. So, generally speaking, if this is your first time here, welcome. And also, if you're not talking, it's probably good manners to keep yourself muted to kind of reduce the background noise while we're doing stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so welcome. This is our good friend Scott Turuli. He's been on Berkeley faculty for how long now?
25 years.
25 years. Oh my God.
know.
And you're the new guy.
And I'm the new guy.
I'm new.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, so the big news. We have big news in the in the Finn family ecosystem. Do you want to tell them?
Well, didn't we tell them?
No.
Not yet.
Well, I thought they knew because I did last semester.
Yeah. Okay. But yes. But
Say, I don't
you
know.
get hired back.
Well, last semester I was filling in for somebody who went on leave, but this semester I have a class. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean.
I work for the EPD department, Electronic Production and Design.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that it was going to happen that she would get hired, but you know, officially when you get hired in, you were hired in as officially you were hired in as a sub.
Yeah.
But now you get a job.
It's officially official.
So
Yes.
what's the class you teach?
MTech.
So what is it?
It's like an introduction to logic, finale, programming,
Wow.
soft synth, making beats.
That's
fun
amazing.
stuff. A little mixing, a little mastering.
That's so important for all musicians to know a little bit about.
Every student has to take it.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. So it's important. And it's important stuff to know.
I think so.
And you got some gigs coming up. What gigs do you have coming up?
I have Fast Times
Ooh.
at Carrie Nation. It's a little swanky club in Boston.
Yep.
That's on
And the last
25th.
the last time I went to see them, last time I went to see them play, there was a line like half a block down around the corner to get in.
Yeah.
So
If you want 80s, make sure you get early.
yeah,
Otherwise, it'll be standing room only. But they have good food too.
That's pretty impressive,
fancy
standing room
drink.
only.
yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
John usually comes and sits and watches.
Yeah.
So he
Cool.
went home last time.
Yeah, the last time I had to
There
leave because
wasn't
there was
even
no
a
place for me
chair.
to stand.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's fun.
That's awesome.
It's pretty
Wow.
cool.
This day and age, that's a great thing.
I think
Yes.
live music is back.
Okay,
Full-time.
good.
I think so.
All
I
right.
think so too.
Part of the club in the back room has a DJ, but people love the live music too, I think.
Yeah, they go crazy when Julie's band plays. You know, because they play like
I
all the
can't
best
believe
'80s
the
stuff, and they
young
play the hell out
people know all
of it.
the words.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
really?
really
All
neat,
right.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to catch one now.
You should.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we also have a gig playing our own music, which I mean, I'm excited to play 80s, but our own, don't you love playing your own music?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So we have, I joined with this group called So Far, and they put up these gigs at random places.
It's
So
like
if
almost
you
like a
buy
flash mob.
Yeah, if you buy a ticket, they tell you the location the day before. But
Oh,
we know it's in Cambridge.
Gotcha.
We don't know where it is, but it's me and John and Rich and Joe Santerre and Larry Finn playing John Finn group, new songs and my own songs as well.
So cool.
I know.
You ever go back and play the early stuff?
We still play a couple of the really early tunes, a couple of the classic ones. There are some that some of the tunes in that early catalog still hold up.
I think
and
so.
some of them kind of don't. You know?
They sound dated.
Yeah, they sound
More
a little
than
dated,
80s.
but you know, but it's
More
all
dated
good.
than
Yeah.
80s.
Well, it's funny because you definitely have different eras in your career, and I was introduced to you with the first EP.
Ah,
You know,
Oh.
and that was the first thing that I had heard from you when I saw you playing live. You were playing that material
Was
because
it a
was
record? Or
it was a cassette.
it was a cassette. Was that the singer exploding, or was it the no singing allowed?
No, it was. I got it for. Where did I get it from? I bought it from the Studio Ryan songs.
Ah, right.
And I was tracking there, and I knew who you were, and he had some of your cassettes.
because we recorded there.
That's
Yeah.
where you did
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's my first EP was there.
Okay, yeah, very
Okay.
cool. Yeah,
Well,
that
so you
was
just put
the
something
Ryan
together.
Songs and Pepperell, Mass. Was an
McMahon?
engineer named Jack McMahon. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember Jack. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then when I saw you, you were playing that material.
he was the one actually who introduced me to the band Dixie Dregs. You know, I remember way back in the day, he just kind of pulled me aside one day and
Was
said,
your
"Have
mind
you
blown?
heard this band?" And I just, that was the day I just went.
Oh, no
You know.
kidding.
Honest to God, yeah.
Oh wow, we all had those moments back then. We turned each other
We
on
did.
to like different kinds of
Well, I
music and
still have
records.
those moments. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
My friend Steve Baker, he said to me, "You can't call yourself a guitar player unless you listen to Joe Satriani." We were at the record store, and it was just brand new. "Flying in a Blue Dream" was
Yeah.
out.
Oh, okay,
So then, of course, I bought that, and my world was changed.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Love
amazing.
it.
that's a good one.
That's a good one. And I
John,
talked about surfing
yes.
with the aliens.
I have one to share with that. I had a professor who taught me how to engineer music, and sorry, I don't know how my sound is right now. And he put on Steve Moore's the road or high tension wires.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The road home came on, and I went.
Mine
Yeah.
did.
Oh, no
Same
kidding.
exact experience.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of
Weird
my
how those
Morse records.
moments actually carry their impact forward for a long time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Very cool.
So yeah, so anyway, so
What other gigs? You got gigs? January
Yeah.
gigs?
Yeah, I have. Let's see, what is today? I'm doing the Regatta Bar with. I'm playing guitar for Zeke Martin and the Oracle. Zeke is a drummer. I had been on some of his records. I'm not on the new record, but I am playing the whole record at the Regatta Bar, and that is. What is today? It's a week from Friday.
so today's the 6th. So
Yeah, so a week from this Friday, the Regatta Bar. It's instrumental.
Ooh.
It combines any genre of music you can imagine. That's
love
why I
that
like
kind
it.
of music.
Yeah. So and then the night after, I do this show. I'm in the house band for this show. It's called Muse, not the band Muse. A Divas Tribute 2, and then
I've
it's
seen you advertising that. I
Yeah.
haven't gone, but I would love to see that.
so
Yeah.
this one's the last one was Divas of Rock. This is Divas of Dance, which is cool. So I get to play like a lot of groove and funk stuff and textural parts. So and that's the night after, and then my group's next gig is March 16th at New York at the Bitter End.
ooh,
New York.
So I'll be playing my original music. That's the next time I have an original gig. So
nice.
Cool.
so yeah. So
Now,
those are
what's
some-
your band like?
Well, it was traditionally instrumental funk, rock, jazz. The new stuff I'm doing, over COVID, I bought 2 Resonator guitars, and I started composing on them. And I was writing this stuff that I really liked, but was complete departure from anything. And so I think maybe I'd talk to you about this briefly. I was going in a totally different direction, and I was actually kind of scared. I'm going to bring this out to people. I'm going to be on a resonator. There'll be an upright player, a violinist, maybe a cellist.
Neat.
And it's more like chamber music. And anyways, I started to do some gigs with that. Now I kind of do a hybrid. So at the Bitter End, I'll be doing a lot of my older stuff, and then I'll be doing some of the newer stuff duet with the violinist instead of the whole band.
I see.
So
So you can strip down these pieces.
yeah, so I'll
That's
do
great.
2 of the new pieces, and then one of the newer upbeat pieces. So I'll be doing some new material, but also some of the stuff that's time tested.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
already know people.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
just, in fact, I just came across. I was looking at some YouTube this morning, and I came across a video of you playing a solo piece live. You know, there was that was gorgeous, by the way. If I haven't told you, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I've been working on a lot of solo playing recently. Actually, the biggest thing is I really want to develop my trio playing. I want to get my voice really honed in. And, you know, all of us as guitarists know, you know, we could do so much on the guitar, but I noticed there's certain players that would play and the certain strings would ring and the melody, and there was like certain, you know, other harmonies going on under. There's like 6 parts going on, and I started to take classical guitar lessons about a month ago.
Right.
Wonderful.
And with this amazing guitar player, and she's a wonderful conveyor of information. I want to give her a shout out, Kaylee Connors. And so we've been working on Debussy and Bach, but mainly, and she allows me, she took me on as a student, I hybrid pick, even though she's a classical player.
So when you take the classical lessons, are you on an electric guitar
No.
or you're on a classical guitar?
No, I'm on a resonator.
A resonator.
Ah,
So
okay.
she is so open-minded,
Wow.
and she's blown my mind going through these pieces, giving me these suggestions for phrasing and these placements and stuff I never thought about. And I'm starting to write etudes on jazz standards, like how I would play them. And so I feel like she's helping me develop the next step in my trio playing.
I love that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
Because man, like the thing about trio playing, it's not the same as playing in a band. Because
No.
if you're trio playing, you either have to like kind of fill in all of the gaps, or you have to play in a way where the gaps aren't missed.
right,
You know,
yeah, and
like,
it's
it's a whole other thing. Yeah.
I always get frustrated. Like I listen to Bill Evans or a pianist and go, "Wow, this is so everything's there."
Right.
Because
And-
they got 10 fingers.
Exactly. So but I'm glad I decided to humble myself, and I do humble myself.
I think that's the key.
And she's
Yeah.
so wonderful. I'll just sit there and she'll give me something that's seemingly easy,
Yeah.
and I'll be falling on my face, and but she's very patient, and it's slow, but I feel it's evolving. So put the work in, right?
Yeah.
I think as artists, we are always looking for that other way to express ourselves. And John and I, we just listened to a brand new mix of a beautiful new song that he composed. We have a new album coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And he was like, I'm so worried because I feel like everybody's going to want to hear Don't Look So Serious. Right?
This
And
is
then
what I'm
he
going
was-
through.
He's
Right.
like, but I don't want to play old Don't Look So Serious. I already put out Don't Look So Serious. So we want to express ourselves in these new ways, and I think we can't have the fear. We just gotta be, we gotta seek. We gotta be seekers.
Yeah, I think and it's easy to tell somebody else, oh yeah, just do you, but then when it comes to taking my own advice, oh my God, but,
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
and what you said about like humbling yourself and taking lessons, I actually I should probably give a shout out too. I've been actually taking lessons, studying with this trumpet player in Canada. His name is Brad Harrison.
Okay.
I discovered him on YouTube. Now, my reasons for studying with a trumpet player was because I wanted just a completely different headspace in terms of, because if you think about how a guitar player plays, if you're playing a B flat seventh arpeggio, right? If it's a B7, it's the same thing.
Right.
Just move your,
then we
but
rely
for
on
a trumpet
shape.
player to play a B7 arpeggio as opposed to a B flat 7, it's a completely different physical activity to execute that. So what I'm really curious about is how does a trumpet player think about improvising over really complex and difficult chord changes?
Interesting. Yeah, right.
Because they really have to know each note.
Yeah, because so for him, that's one of his things. Is like he doesn't think about scales. He thinks about like trying to get to the note.
Right.
I want to get to this note over this chord change.
Right.
And he's actually identifying the letter name of the note as he plays, which when I improvise, if I'm at my best, I'm usually thinking more like the number relative to the chord of the moment. Like I'm aiming for the third of the chord.
Right,
And
right,
if you
right.
stop me and ask if it's E flat, oh yeah, it's G. But he
We
gets
just
to
know
the
the
yeah.
spot.
Yeah. Well, he gets to the G part like a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So we're all. Well, you were always an evolving kind of guy since I've known you.
Well, you too, and Julie. I mean,
I'm learning how to work through Max, which is a crazy.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of the program Max, tell us a little bit about the program.
Well, it's not only for music. It's just a language for computer programming, but
wow.
you can compose music in it, but you have to tell the computer every little thing. So you can say play a C scale with this special group of commands, but then if you want to add reverb, you have to give it the special command. If you want to modulate it in another way, if you want 2 or 3 sounds to happen simultaneously, you have to have these 3 different phrases.
So you give it a
messages.
wow.
It's really interesting.
So you give it a
It's
set
new way
of
to think.
commands, and the commands make the music, as
Yeah.
opposed to like you commanding an instrument.
Yeah, you don't just go.
Right.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to say this frequency for this duration.
Because if you think about it, that's where a computer lives anyway.
Yeah, but you can do these like a run. You just tell it to play you start on this pitch and then you give it a number list and then it goes through each
Oh my gosh.
each frequency through the pitches, and it's very complex but very intellectual, and I'm learning a lot.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's amazing.
It's neat.
Oh my God.
So,
So,
but you have gigs, John.
I've got, so I just, over the weekend, I played some gigs with the
John was
note.
a
Yeah.
rock star. He plays
So-
with the Steely Dan.
Yeah, there's a Steely Dan
Oh,
tribute band that I play
yeah.
with
They
sometimes
were
called
so
No
good.
Static.
Oh my
And
God.
Oh, yeah, sure.
we played a couple of shows over at City Winery over the weekend. And it was fun to pretend to be a rock star for a minute.
I love it.
Yeah,
Sold out.
yeah. I mean, it was,
Really?
The
it
second
was some of
night
my,
was sold
yeah.
out.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's some of my favorite music ever. If you're gonna play in a cover band, play in a Steely Dan cover band.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing material. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong, but you're also playing at the music room.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
the
So the
Cape?
music room is coming up, and then we have so that's also the Steely Dan tribute band. That's a play. So it's in Yarmouth, Mass.
Yes.
It's the 25th.
Yeah.
And the 24th, where you and I are
That's the
playing.
So Far thing in
The
Cambridge.
So Far thing in Cambridge.
Yeah.
And then the 25th in Yarmouth, and then the 26th, I think we're playing a tiny little club in Medfield.
Oh,
What's-
Medfield,
yeah.
that's right.
What club in Medfield?
You had to ask me that. I don't remember.
It's probably that cool art center right in
It
the
might
center
be.
of town.
It might be.
It's a cool place to play.
Yeah, yeah. So, and so anyway, so before we got on, Scott and I were sort of we were just sort of remembering this moment in time that happened. When was that? Was that late '90s, early 2000s?
That
Do you remember?
it was early
So-
2000s.
Okay, so early 2000s.
Yeah.
Berkeley is having this big gala a concert event, and they've got like a cavalcade of stars coming in, to play this big concert, and Paul Simon's band was supposed to headline, the concert, and then on top of that they had Gloria Estefan.
Yep.
They had Herbie Hancock. They had
Danilo Perez.
Danilo Perez. Who else did they have? Bill Cosby was supposed to be the host. He actually showed up. If you remember this, this is before Bill Cosby's
yes.
thing
His downfall.
happened. This was kind of, but he was the host.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there's like all these like top name artists, and the original plan was that Paul Simon's band, house band, was supposed to be the house band for all the other acts. Okay, so about 2 weeks before the concert happened, I get a phone call, and and they said, listen, we're in a little bit of a pickle here. Paul Simon's band is supposed to be the house band for all the other artists. The problem that they're having is that Paul Simon has 2 guitar players in the band, and neither one of them read. So we're looking for somebody. We were wondering if you'd be willing to play this concert with us, and play with all the other artists except for Paul Simon. And so I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, count me in. This sounds wonderful. So I accepted the gig, and then right on the heels of that, I get a phone call. I had been, sort of the house guitarist for Boston Pops Orchestra at that point for roughly 10 years, and I didn't want to screw that gig up. So they're telling me the rehearsal's on a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and then the concert's Friday, something like that, right? So I've got a rehearsal on Wednesday night, but Thursday night I've got a concert with Boston Pops I'm supposed to do. And then I was going to play so I called them back and I said, listen, I can do the Wednesday and I can do the Friday, but I can't do the Thursday. So they asked, so they said, well, listen, if I can find somebody to come in and sub in for that rehearsal, would that be okay? And they said, well, yeah, I think that'd be okay. It's not ideal, but I explained to them what was going on. So, so then I approached you at the copy machine.
It was at the copy machine.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn this part of the story over to you.
All right. So I walk in to make copies, and there's John Finn. John gives me a look and says, Scotty, he's always called me Scotty. I love it. How's your reading? I said, I can read. He goes, all right, I need you to fill in for me on something. Do you think you could do it? It's tonight. I said, yes. That's all I knew. And you said, it's at the Berkeley Performance Center. Get there about 7, something like that. Now, right now, that's all I know. Is my friend John Finn, so, asked me to fill in for him. So I walk in. I went there a little early, like 6:30, and there's a whole orchestra set up on stage. There's no orchestra players. It's just an
You
orchestra.
see all the chairs and the.
And I just went white. So I walk up, and there's a guitar book, and it's got 3 suites in it, and there's a lot of reading, and so I'm kind of going through it, playing some of the parts, marking up some points, going through some rhythms that maybe I should practice or whatever. And eventually, 2 people walk by me, and as I look up, Steve Gadd walks by me, and Abe Laborio Sr. walks by me, and they sit right next to me. And I was speechless. I think my life flashed before me. And John didn't tell me this. So
He didn't get it. But then
Or
you'd
either
be
that, or I
stressed
told
out.
you didn't register. Maybe I don't.
maybe, yeah,
But
right.
then you'd be stressing out the whole day. It's
Yeah.
better to stress out right when you get there.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And there was another guitar player there. I think initially, they were considering bringing on a second guitar player. I think, John, you were the guitar player. And, but anyways, I had a shot, I thought, of doing the show itself. And I felt like, and I'm hard on myself. I did a pretty good job reading the stuff down, and it didn't get
Never
lost.
seeing it before.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a little peek at it, and I didn't end up getting it. But that would have been legendary if you and I had done the actual show. But that was a moment that I wouldn't have had that experience. I keep saying, everybody says, should I go ahead and learn how to read? It depends on what you want to do. I will say that it's a tool that I have that gets me gigs. But also, I've played with some of the most famous musicians only because I
Because you
could
can
read
read.
okay,
Yeah.
And had I said no to you, like, I would have been honest. I would
Yeah.
have said, reading's not really my thing,
Right.
But I mean, I'm not Joe Reader, so anybody you
And I'm not really either.
I read okay, but if I had said no, I wouldn't have had that been able to take up on that opportunity, which turned out to be so fun, so pleasant. Just
That the music was great.
I mean, just playing with Steve Gadd just was like laying in a soft sofa.
Oh, I bet.
So that was the thing, so I do want to tell a quick little story about something that happened on that rehearsal. We're during one of the rehearsals. I think it was the day of the show. They wanted to do one more run through, and this was at the venue. It was over at the Wang Theater.
Oh, right.
Okay, and so they're running, through everything, and this girl comes out that I hadn't seen at any of the rehearsals, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, she's going to come out and sing a tune." So as she walks by me, she kind of drops a chart on my music stand, So it's like, okay, well, I guess we're going to play this, right? So we play through the tune, and I'm like doing a cold read of the tune as we're playing along. And she comes up to me after we're playing the tune. She says, "No, don't play it like this. Play it like this." And she gives a couple of really good suggestions. So, I'm trying to not look like an idiot, right? So I just try to play better the next time through, and so we play through it, and I did okay, I guess. But she kind of came back to me and said, "No, don't play it like this. Play it like this." And she starts getting some more detailed suggestions, and it was clear that too much time was being spent. So Steve Gadd interrupts her and says, "Hey, can I talk to him?" And he turns to me, right, and he turns his glasses upside down like this, and looks at me and he says, "Okay, listen to everybody play, and just find something that sounds good with everybody else. Can you do that?" I said, well, yeah. He goes, "I think she's okay, good." So he turns around back to her and says, "Okay, he's got it."
And next time you
Right?
listen,
So all that was happening is I was just freaking out about the fact that it was like such a cold
Right.
read.
you weren't
And-
listening.
Yeah, and I was like forgetting to listen.
Yeah.
And then when I listened to it, and I think Herbie Hancock was playing piano.
Oh my
Right?
God.
So I was like going, I don't
So it's probably just
think,
the accent.
yeah, like I didn't really
You were
need to.
accenting wrong notes. or different beats?
What I ended up doing was just like I ended up playing like maybe 10% of what I originally played, but kind of chose everything
Yeah.
more carefully. And we got halfway through the middle of the tune. She turns around, she's like,
Yay. That's
I didn't know that. That's a good
reading
one.
the chart.
so I went back to Steve later and said, "Man, thank you for you saved my life." You know.
Someone's coming.
Oh, someone's coming in. Tom B. Guest. Tom B. Guest. Welcome back, Tom.
Wow, I love that. He turned his glasses upside down.
Yeah.
That's great. And then
Well,
okay,
he
he got it.
Yeah, but he was just trying to get me to
He
relax.
took you out of the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You made something funny.
You know, and somebody had said to me before that, because I was freaking out about, about playing with that class of players.
Yep.
And somebody said to me, he said, "You know what? That's going to be the easiest gig you ever do."
'Cause you're
And they were
playing with all the
totally right, because
Right.
like when Steve and Abe played together, it was like this big old cushy sofa that you just kind of spread out and go, "All right, I got this,"
Didn't he give you a hug?
And yeah, oh yeah, every time every time I did something that Abe liked, he would come over and hug me. Like he'd be in the middle of the gig, he was like, "That was amazing."
I love it.
That's amazing.
So it was great.
So thanks to you for the opportunity. Maybe
Good
right
job
place.
for learning to read.
Yes, see.
We talk about that all the time. In fact,
Yeah, but that-
we're
yeah,
gonna
that's-
do a podcast.
Yeah, we're
on
gonna
that
we're
topic.
gonna be starting a podcast pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
That's
So we
gonna
want
be
to talk
yeah.
about read or not to read.
Yeah, that's gonna be one of the things.
It's always a
As we
subject.
say read, but we are college professors.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. I always say, but
Yeah.
it's another tool in your toolbox. If you want more opportunities, you have more tools.
Yeah.
What does
know.
everybody at home? What do you guys say about reading?
Actually, that's a good. Yeah,
I mean,
teach their
I'm
own.
looking at the screen here, but
Yeah,
you guys
but-
are right there.
Yeah. So
Do you want to check the chat? See if
let me see.
anybody's-
Okay, hold on. Let me check the chat here. Well, there's a chat.
Let me check
I probably have that issue somewhere. Oh, somebody was talking about
The
guitar practicing musician. Yeah. I think I have the complete collection, but I'm not I'm not sure it's readable
we
at this
have a whole
point.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
We have a whole
Somewhere there's been a Google Drive that is going around with every issue ever.
Really?
Wow.
I can send you the link.
Wow. Yeah. If you could do that, that would be amazing.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
So over here is my laptop. I keep
Yeah.
looking at the laptop
I know.
as opposed to
Everybody's
you guys are over here.
We're learning. We're getting
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Right on.
Um,
What else? We got 20 minutes. Does anybody have any questions for Scott, or do you have any more cool stories?
so what classes do you teach at Berkeley?
I do a lot of private lessons. I do a directed study with a group of musicians that do original music. I do the 5th semester performance major recital workshop.
Yep.
And then I do a lab I kind of invented. It's just under they call it contemporary rock, but it's a tonal center lab where it's different ways to hear some might call them modes or modal sounds, but it's a bunch of exercises in pitch organization to write your own etudes. So at the end of the class, you come up with a bunch of your own stuff. So instead of me handing out licks to
Oh,
learn,
yeah, right.
Okay.
They actually have their own pieces.
yeah, but some of it really challenges their technique because I'll say you have to do this, and it's not. They have to kind of write it and think about it and hear it, but then they have to learn how to play it rather than the other way around, where it's just like just use notes, make sure you use a characteristic note. So it's pretty conceptual. It's very specific in the assignments, but there's enough creativity where. I've never had anybody come in where everybody has the same kind of sound. I might
Yeah.
say
Oh, yeah.
C is your tonal center, and it's functioning as the 2 and B flat, so it's a minor sound, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I'll give you ways to organize pitches so it's not just a B flat scale, for example.
Okay. So this is the best thing about having Guitar Club. Will you show us? Will you teach us one?
Okay, yeah.
Can I put you on the spot like that? Is that
You
okay?
can.
All right.
So actually, this would be kind of cool because I'm assuming all of us here that are here, all of you, all of us, We're nerds.
We're nerds.
So nerdy.
Yeah, nerd.
So let's just talk about the major pitch set, you know.
Okay.
And if I have a D minor chord, that could function as 3 different keys, right? What are they?
C.
C. So D could be the
Dorian.
yeah. So D
Oh,
could
I
be
see
the
what
2
you
and
say.
C.
D
It could be the
could be
3.
2 of C,
B flat.
3 and B flat,
Yeah.
or
6 of F.
6 of
right. So let's just for the example take the 2 and C. Now what we're going to hear.
And oh, by the way, I just want to quickly interrupt. So I just want to point out something. When Scott said D minor, he played this voicing,
I did.
right? Right? That says something.
When we play D minor. So
Because when I think D minor, I think,
that's a good one.
yeah, I think Ohio. Sorry.
Oh, see, that's a good tune. That's a great tune. Oh, you got it. So, you know, I do go through, okay, the characteristic tone is the note that makes that minor chord unique as the 2 chord. And that would be the natural 6. We don't need to get into that really. But if
Well,
it's...
we should. I don't know. If
Okay.
people
They can hang with this.
Oh, of course they can hang
Absolutely.
out. So D minor. So if it's the 2, we know the 2 is a Dorian. So if we play the notes of C major anywhere on the fretboard, we're going to hear D Dorian. The reason we're going to hear D Dorian is because Dorian is the only minor mode in the major pitch set that has a natural 6.
Right.
So, with that in mind, one of the exercises might be just like a simple pendulum, meaning 2 triads from the key of C. That and one of them has to have the characteristic tone. So let's say it's just F and G. So the 4 and the 5 and C. So F G F G F G F G F G.
Cool.
Okay.
So-
So you're doing all the inversions of F,
Yeah.
G, then the next inversion F, G,
Yeah.
then F, G. Okay.
But now what you can do is,
You're grooving over.
Okay.
but you can do this. So if I do like F, there's 4 notes. G, 3 notes. F, maybe 5 notes. G, 3, 4 notes maybe. So what you can do is you can arpeggiate F, G, right, F, and then maybe with one of them put 5 notes so it displaces, because you're hearing harmony.
1, 3, 5.
Like if you do this,
Right.
but if I go, sorry, I just screwed it up. So the motion back and forth doesn't always stay the same. So
Okay.
so if you want to do 3 notes and then the G 4 notes, then the F 5 notes.
Ah.
So now you're going over the bar line with the
okay,
sound.
so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, no,
You go
1,
to
2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
or 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and then maybe a different number for the F.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, because okay, so right there, the idea is because when I come across things like that, like my brain immediately wants patterns.
Right.
So, so my default tends to be okay. All right, I got that F and G. All right,
Me too.
and then it's like, boy, why is my phrasing so square?
But that's one of the key things is that you don't want an equal amount of them every time. And so I
Right.
say like do 5 and 5 and 5, so it might appear to be 5 against 4. You can think of it that way.
Well, I think one of the things too is that if you play in that way, it's not going to be heard that way, though.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The phrasing is going to be a little more interesting. So
Yeah.
I'll write on the board. I always write an example, and I said you can take a picture of this and learn it, but you'll do a better one yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you'll
And then you'll understand it.
and some people want to check out the intervals. They might go F. What if I do an F here, an A here, a C here? And they might like look around the fretboard a little bit. It's up to the student how much they want to look into what I said. And so if they know spread triads, for example, or if they want to just jump intervallically, yeah, and then you come up with something completely, and then everybody else in the class goes, "What was that?"
And
It's
then
like
you're sharing
it's
it.
just the assignment, and
Yeah.
you come up with your own thing. So that class is a lot more conceptual.
That's really great. That's really cool. So yeah, and I think okay, so which kind of leads me to a kind of an interesting question. Like if you were somebody comes up to you and says, so what do? You say, well, I play guitar, right? And then the next question is, what kind of guitar? What style do you play?
Oh God.
Because with me it's usually, do you play guitar? Oh, well, do you sing? No.
Oh yeah.
Right. So do you play electric or acoustic? Well, I play both.
Both.
But really electric. What style do you play? Rock? Well, is it rock? Kind of.
You got to learn your elevator pitch.
Yeah.
They always assume I just play folk.
Right. Yeah. You get that a lot, don't you?
You do? You get that a lot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You play guitar? Oh, do you sing?
Do you sing? Are you a songwriter?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've definitely heard of that.
And I say yes, but it's different.
Yeah.
I can't describe.
I
it.
rock.
Yeah.
You
so
better believe
play,
it.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yes. So what Julie does is start with David Gilmour, add a healthy dose of Steve Morrison, Jeff Beck, and Joe Satriani.
I like this
and
guitar
then
player.
turn it up.
And a smidge of John Finn.
Yeah, and a smidge of John Finn,
His
always.
influence does come out.
Anybody in Boston, any rock player in Boston, John Finn's going to come out. Definitely. Wow. Yeah.
10 minutes. And I'm not a person who does sponsorship, so I did
Oh,
not
yes.
get any money for this. Nobody told me to do this, but
Oh, you got to see
I
these.
haven't even opened this out of the package, but I saw this at Matt's Music. They didn't even have any, but we ordered it for $13 on
Yes,
Amazon.
on
It's called the
Amazon.
Nomad Tool. And I just wanted to show you, do you ever get sick of having the dust in between your pickups? You know the dust that happens from your
Yeah. So
hand?
look at
Right
that.
now.
Look
Yeah.
at this. Look at that.
Look at that. It gets right in there.
Oh my
You're
God.
gonna watch
this
this-
one. See this beautiful little brush? You
Yes.
can get the bridge.
Right? See, you participate in guitar club. Go home with a cleaner
Wow.
guitar.
Wait, what'd you just do?
On your bridge.
On the bridge?
Yeah.
You see how
So it
the
cleans
the
it all
dust
up?
gets in
Man,
there? Isn't that cool?
What's up
I
with-
was like,
Okay. Can I have the other one?
what's
it's
this?
always grimy. This is probably maybe for under the strings. Or
Yeah.
under
So this is
here.
for,
Oh, yeah, that's a
for
good
in
one.
between
I don't know.
here.
It's just a little claw.
It's specifically made for guitar?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Music Nomad. Does
Mus-
anybody at home have one of these? It's changed my life.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Somebody does.
Somebody does.
Okay. Can I have the
Sean,
brush?
try this.
All right, I'm gonna try the brush.
Show and tell.
Show and tell.
It is show and tell.
What's this? I wonder what that is.
Is it?
I don't know. I probably.
Yeah. Look at how clean that guitar is. Ooh.
Ah.
You have shiny parts.
Yeah. I've got. Yeah.
I've never been one of those people that has the cloth and wipes it down after
Yeah, me
everything, but
neither.
I should. Because sometimes I look at it and I go, I played this every day for the last 6 months, and then it gets real grimy.
Have
Not
you?
that I eat food and then play, but I
Oh,
don't
you have the same kind of what is it for the 4-bolt?
The 4-bolt thing.
This
Yeah.
is a
Actually, mine does too. See.
Oh my gosh, we are so cool.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Look at that.
How's that for geekery?
Pure geekery. What else do we have similar?
Yeah.
By the way.
Okay, so we have a couple of minutes left. James, what are you up to these days? Tell us your life story in 2 minutes or less. Where'd you go? No, I'm kidding.
I see you on Instagram playing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a little time off with I'm in between semesters teaching
Okay.
and wedding seasons on hold, so just kind of take it easy. And
actually, I start up next Monday. I'm taking a online Berkeley class.
Oh, nice.
Right on,
What
which
class are
one?
you taking?
It's the getting your guitar sound.
Okay.
So
I'm enrolled in the
one of the
guitar certificate programs.
Nice.
Oh, amazing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Berkeley
Cool.
guitar.
Zach, how about you?
Zach, doesn't he have good news? Or
Yeah.
did he tell us last time?
Yeah, well, yeah, he got accepted to Berkeley.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Okay, but I was talking to him today, and
Yeah.
he got kind of a cool gig. Go ahead.
Oh,
Oh yeah. So I got accepted to Berkeley. Really excited about that. I have to get that all figured out. But also too, someone that I know that also did Berkeley online. I got to hang out with him recently, and he plays in a funk band, and he offered for me to be his substitute guitarist for the band. So I'm going to do that as well. Yeah.
Which is
It's
cool.
really fun. I got the set list. It's super sick.
That's such a great way in.
oh, that's
Man.
great news. Man.
Yeah.
Everything
Congratulations.
you learn, you'll be able to apply at the gigs.
Cool. Dustin, how about you? What's up?
Nothing too serious to report, other than I can say I've been playing a duo with my good friend Ian,
Cool.
and it's kind of a duo where he sings, plays rhythm. I add a lead in a very improvisatory manner. He's just got his first EP released, so he has some gigs lined up, and I'm going to be supporting him.
Oh, that's great, man! It sounds like it's totally your wheelhouse too. From everything I've heard you play, like you seem to be at your best when you can just kind of fly free.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I basically look at him on any of these songs and say, just tell me the key.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and then let me, so that may be my wheelhouse, as you say.
Yeah. That's so great.
Nice.
Liam, how about you?
Liam's doing stuff.
The sound is really weird tonight.
Turn off our live.
Yeah, life's kind of getting back on track a little bit, so that's good. I'm enjoying the break from Berkeley Online,
Yep.
but that'll start in like a week, so that's all going good.
So how many more semesters do you have to go for that?
Oh, it's a lot.
Okay.
Does it start next week?
Yeah, the 13th, next Monday, it starts back up. So,
So Liam, so if you don't know, Liam's day gig, he works over at Freshman Electronic. I hope it's okay if I say that. But just a really talented composer and writer.
Wow.
It's a good guitar player. If you haven't heard his music, definitely check it out.
yeah,
Nice.
thanks.
Yeah, we probably should.
Bad
Yeah,
idea.
that's about it. But actually, one quick question for Scott. Well, and
Go
kind
ahead.
of all of you, I guess, because you're all Berkeley teachers. But I guess just I don't know, some insight on like how you guys ended up getting into teaching at Berkeley or doing something. Because I've been teaching for a lot of years. I took some lessons with John over the last couple of years, and but that's kind of where I want to, teaching is kind of my focus, but I also love composing and playing and all that
Sure.
too. But yeah, just any thoughts on that would be cool.
Well, I know in my case, I don't really know how I don't think I think if it would in today's world, I never would have gotten hired. What happened was Berkeley, back in the late 80s, the Berkeley faculty went on strike. So I got a phone call from the chair of the guitar department, and it was the funniest phone call because he called me because he was told by the administration that he had to make the phone call. But the way that he called me and he said, "I guess you've heard about all the faculty being on strike. So what that means is that I have to call around to see if I can find some replacement." So listen to the question carefully. would you be interested in crossing the picket line, possibly ruining your career for a job possibly teaching at Berkeley? And I won't hold it against you if you decide to say no.
Oh my God!
So that
I never knew that story.
So I just kind of went, thanks for the offer, Bill, but I don't want to cross the picket line. He says, I understand completely.
Good choice.
You know, and so a couple of years later, I contacted him again. I said, "Hey, listen, you know, if you need any more guitar teachers, I'd definitely be interested." And he called me back and hired me. But you know,
They
these
created a position just for you. You didn't tell
yeah,
them
well,
that.
okay. So when I
They
get hired
basically put
full
out
time,
the job description
yeah,
must be 6 feet tall.
yeah, must be 6 feet tall, must be named John Fenn. So yeah, so when they created the full-time position, they pretty much custom wrote it for what I do, but
Yeah,
you know.
Well, you started the rock. Oh, sorry. You started the rock department.
Yeah, yeah,
that's amazing.
This is the reason we have rock at Berkeley and metal
Yeah.
and everything.
so
Yeah,
so when you get hired,
that's a funny story. I was playing a lot of gigs at the time with people that taught at Berkeley. I didn't go to Berkeley myself,
Where'd you
and
go?
UMass Dartmouth.
Oh, nice.
So it was more composition, but I was studying with people in Boston and playing and all that. But and a couple of them said you should teach at Berkeley, and of course I thought that was ridiculous. You know, I was terrified of Berkeley, and I didn't want to walk past Berkeley. You know, I didn't go to Berkeley. I did go to the 5-week program when I was 16. Yeah, which was fun. Then actually it was Robin Stone who was the last one to say it to me. And then she said, call Larry up, the chair of the department at the time. And I said, no. And this is my self-esteem blocking me. She went ahead and set up, she calls me, she says, I set you up an interview with Larry.
wow.
And I said, what do you mean you set up an interview? And I'm freaking out. And so I said, what do I bring? She says, I don't know, just bring some, I don't know, I'm trying to type a resume. I'm trying to like, you know, and I go in there and Rick and Larry interviewed me. They gave me the guitar sessions in the 5-week that summer.
Right.
And then right 3 days before school started, Larry called me and said, you want to teach at Berkeley? And I was like, well, you mean like next summer too for the summer program? He said, no, in 3 days.
Oh.
And I said yes, but I didn't know anything about Berkeley curriculum. I didn't know anything. And I said, so I went down there and I said, Larry, I got to ask you a question. I didn't go to Berkeley, so I don't know what I'm supposed to teach. And he goes, no, I'm hiring you to teach what you do. That's why you're coming here. You're not going to be doing, you know, and how you hear harmony and how you view all this stuff. So that's why every teacher's different.
Yeah.
If you want this, you go to this teacher. And he calmed my anxiety, but that's basically how it happened with me. And you know, if it wasn't, I always thank Robin Stone. My first album, you see, thank you to Robin Stone, because she believed in me enough. And I would have sabotaged it. I would have just been too intimidated to.
She pushed
go.
ahead.
She pushed ahead.
That's how you know that door was meant for you.
Yeah, Robin has been on the Berkeley faculty for I think just about as long as I have.
Oh yeah.
She's so talented.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
wonderful.
So Julie, how about you?
Story is so different. So when I was working at Berkeley, a full-time job in the guitar department came open, and I went and talked to Larry, and he's like, oh, really? I was like, here's my resume. He's like, do you have a bachelor's degree? Not yet. I
Yeah.
was like, you need a bachelor's degree. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree, you should get one if you want to work at Berkeley. So now I have applied, I haven't counted, but probably 75 times. I've probably had 10 interviews. I have applied for, I just apply for any and everything I feel like I'm qualified for, and sometimes things I'm not qualified for.
Mhm.
I just put myself out there, and thankfully they gave me the opportunity to teach guitar sessions. So I've been doing that since 2019. And then I've been doing 5-week now. This will be my 3rd year this summer. But unfortunately, I cannot work in the guitar department
Yeah, because there's a policy that husband and wives can't work in the same department.
Right.
So
And we
there's
didn't
one-
know
yeah,
that.
What about Norm?
they were grandfathered in.
No,
Oh.
yeah, they've been there for.
Yeah,
They were grandfathered in.
yep.
Yeah.
But after them, the door, they closed the door behind them.
I said, this isn't working out at all.
This is where you're
I
right.
understand why. Although
Yeah.
I'd love to work at the guitar.
We would love to have you.
So, okay, so before we wrap up,
Anybody
So-
knows this stuff going on?
so John Ford,
Question?
yeah. Liam, does that answer your question?
Keep applying now. Start
Okay.
now. Just apply.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I usually go for a lot of things, but
Okay, good.
of course I've needed a full-time gig, so eventually I'll be able to apply for a lot more stuff and kind of focus my energy that way. So cool.
Fine.
Thank you.
Don't give up. And I kept asking myself, how many times can I hear no before I feel like this door is never gonna open?
That's
for
a
me?
great story. You should share that story more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, I think so.
You just keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, but people do get discouraged after a while, you know. You
Yeah,
hear people going for full time. I've gone for full time a bunch, and after a while, it's like it takes it out of you. So that's such a
does.
great story.
Every rejection feels like
Oh,
it's
awesome.
compounded with all of them. It's like an ocean. But
Yeah.
I had this friend that I work with, and she wanted to be a nurse. And she had gone through, community college, did all the prerequisites. She applied, she didn't get in. So she took more classes. She applied the next year, she didn't get in. She applied the next year, she didn't get in. And I was right with her when she found out she didn't get in. So I said to her, maybe there's something else you're supposed to do. And she's like, there is nothing else
Right.
I am supposed to do.
right.
I will be a nurse. And damn it, she got in the next year.
That's awesome.
And I never forget that. So that is why I keep pushing.
Oh,
'cause
I
I'm
know,
like,
yeah.
if you know something is for you or you want it, there's a reason you want it.
Hmm.
Make yourself qualified, so.
So I see John Ford. Okay, now before I ask him the question, I have to tell you, I have known John. When I met him, he was referring to you. Do you still call yourself Sean or John?
I do for legal purposes, John, but I insist that you continue to call me Sean.
Okay,
Mr.
so John and I met in the late 1970s. He was playing in a friend of mine's band that was breaking up right at the point where I was starting another band. So this was with my friend Bill Mason. There was Rick Pleska playing keyboards. Steve Carroll was singing.
Oh, cool. That'd be
Victor
fun.
Pandolfo was playing, and Sean was playing bass at the time. So Sean and I worked in a couple of bands during the time, and we just only, we sort of more recently sort of reconnected. I've kind of went one way, and Sean has gone off to do bigger and better things, and now he's back to give back to us lowly mortals. But so Sean, what are you up to these days?
That's not what I observed on Saturday nights. So let's square up here, okay? If anything, I'm the lowly mortal. So thank you, John. As nice as always. No, I'm really. I've been getting back into it, but guitar mainly. You're right. I played bass for a million years, and I picked up an acoustic guitar about 15 years ago and just started goofing around with it.
Nice.
And since then have bought more acoustic guitars, and I do all my own luthier work now. In fact, I've connected with some people. Nope, there are no luthiers on the Cape. I actually got an offer to work with Dave Dick. He was originally with Union Music. Anyhow, that's a totally different story.
Yep.
But I've been doing some of that, and recently this came in the mail for me.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Don't you love it?
That's pretty.
Is it curly?
It's a pretty one. It's sea green mist or sea mist something. I don't know. It's misty.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I'm sorry. The really cool thing that I'm doing is a home recording studio with Jeff Lager, who I met at a gig where you and Juli were playing, and he was about 2 feet to my right. So
Yeah.
I had to say hi, and I said, so I ask you a question. How much does it cost to do a home recording studio? And I had my number and he gave me his number, which I won't say here. And it's going to be someplace in the middle. So that's a really exciting project. We've had multiple sessions.
Yeah.
I've learned tons. In fact, he texted me in the middle of this session, told me I
Nice.
missed the meeting that we had today. But I'm ready to pull the trigger on all of the purchasing and put that workflow in place. So that's really exciting for me. So, but thanks for asking. And this was great. Thank you, Steve.
So listen, we have to wrap up. When do we want to do guitar club next month?
February, oh my God.
Oh my God, it is going to be February, isn't it? Ah, okay.
Okay, so February 3rd, maybe?
February 3rd.
Is that cool?
Is that good with everybody? Yeah, that'll be great. Okay, so good. So put it in your put it in your calendars. Tell your friends. Oh, and for those of you who for those of you who have been thinking about putting together that I don't know if you let me know if you want to participate in that collaboration project we talked about a couple of months ago. The Two Monkeys Jump Back solo section.
What is it? Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna
solo on video, and he's gonna put them all together into one.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll hook you up with all the material. You can put a solo in.
Just for my studio.
Yeah, yeah, just do it at home.
Just make a
Oh,
video.
I'm in.
Yeah, all right,
Send
cool.
the backing track and just play along.
All right.
Video.
So, I'll put my email address in, jfinn@berkeley.edu. If you'd like to participate, just send me an email. I'll get you all the materials. And basically, I'll give you the email and the instructions. It's video yourself playing a solo over the backing track to Two Monkeys Jump Back. That's kind of what it is.
So, John, are you looking for one? Did you say one time through or two times
Two
through?
times through the chord progression. Two times through the chord progression. So
Like,
yeah, it's going to be I mean, I've got like 4 or 5 of them already. So yeah, but twice through the chord progression.
So you're talking because it's kind of like the mellow part, and then it kind of kicks up a little bit.
Yes.
So mellow kicked up, mellow
Yeah,
kicked up.
mellow kicked up and.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
in
I
other words,
thought.
it doesn't get all the way to the 12/8 part.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
also, I don't know if you guys know this. When you log into Zoom, it tells you we're recording this. All of our guitar clubs are available on YouTube. So if
That's
you want to
right.
go back and watch them, or if you want to share them with friends, or we're looking to grow the club.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. So if you are watching this on YouTube, maybe sometime you could join the Zoom.
Yeah.
Just go to
Yeah.
julifin.com.
Yeah, we'd love to, we'd love to see it. So, today we really wanted to talk to Scott because I just kind of selfishly just wanted to kind of catch up with him. Some of these we're all kind of in it, sort of talking together, and others were doing presentations like this.
Yeah.
So, but a good time had by all anyway. Hey, thank you for hanging with us. So we'll see you on the 3rd.
The 3rd of February.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.